All right. Let's do this. I'm back. Now, I've been working on a couple things. Short film for Morbid Pictures. Not going to be finished before Halloween, I don't think, unless I manage to pull out some crazy fast editing in like no time. But it's probably not going to happen, so I might have something related to it coming out. Also working on a contest entry. Helping out with a couple other videos and things like that. So, super busy lately. Haven't had a lot of time to put a lot of content out. However, I did take the time to make this just for you guys, so you have something to watch on Tuesday. I've also got a PUBG video coming out a little bit later this week, just to give you a little bit more gaming. Probably gonna stray a little bit away from PUBG for a little while, but I might pick up streaming it. Haven't fully decided yet. So let's get to today's topic, ghost stories. Now, I want to know, not necessarily if you've had an experience with a ghost, but something kind of creepy. I mean, Halloween's right around the corner, so why not share some pretty spooky, creepy experiences that we've had? If you guys want to share just anything creepy that's happened to you, anything that just kind of was a little bit spooky, go right ahead. I'm all ears. I love reading stories. But let me go ahead and give you something to work with. I'll tell you one scary story that happened to me. So, a while back, a couple years ago, I lived in Pennsylvania. I was traveling back and forth between here, where I live now, and up there to Pennsylvania. I stayed at a hotel over somewhere near Lancaster County. And if any of you know where that is, you know how it's all rural, it's all Amish people, nothing but farms everywhere. This hotel was just your basic average, you know, Holiday Inn or whatever it was. While I'm staying up there, I noticed something about this particular hotel. Now, there's nothing special about it, but the parking lot had a lot of stray cats, just like one or two, just kind of show up and then run off and jump around people's cars and stuff. And, you know, that's nothing super out of the ordinary, and that's nothing like super spectacular, but it plays an important role later. I think it's like maybe the second or third day that I'm there in that particular hotel room. It's pretty late. I'm getting ready for bed. I've got a shower, got the TV on. The room I'm staying in is on the first floor. It's pretty big, pretty spacious. The bed sits here. There's a window on this side looking out into the parking lot where I mentioned those cats were and stuff like that. And then the rest of the room is just kind of like open space for the most part, except the door is like way over there. I don't know measurements, but I want to say it was at least 10 yards away, roughly. So it was a pretty nice, spacey room. Would have been great for parties, but that's not what I did. Instead, I was pretty tired, so I went to bed. I'm laying down in the bed. TV's straight in front of me. There's two things I used to do when I used to sleep, like a couple years ago, just to help me sleep. And that was, I always went to bed with a hat on. And mostly just to kind of like cover my eyes as like a night mask in a way. But it was just also some kind of like little comfort because my ears get cold, my hair. Don't worry about it. I used to sleep with a hat on all the time. Second thing is that I would also put a pillow over my head. Like kind of like over the top, like covering from where my nose is to the top of my head, just to give me this like cushiony pressure. Just used to help me with like not getting headaches and stuff while I was sleeping. Now, it's the dead of night. I have no idea what time it is. Really late, definitely after midnight. I just kind of slowly wake up from my nice little rest, and I can't see anything from where my head is at. I'm covered up, blankets up to here, hat pulled down to here, pillow on top. All I can see underneath the hat that I was wearing was this tiny little gap right here. And the only thing that I could see was the TV, just flickering on some random channel, like Adult Swim or something. Why am I awake? I mean, it's the middle of night, I'm still extremely exhausted. Why did I wake up? Do I have to pee? No. Do I have to poop? No. So why am I awake? It's right about that moment where I'm trying to figure out why I'm awake that I can hear it. There's this light, little tapping on the floor off to my right. It's coming from where the door is. And I can't help but sit there and think, is somebody in my room? Like, who just came into my room? And it's because of the floor. The floor and the carpet would just had this like, this almost plasticky kind of sound. Like every kind of step, even barefoot, just tiny little taps, just like that. So I stay completely still. I've got the blanket still up here, hat, pillow, everything, completely dead still. And I'm just listening, real slowly, real carefully to that tapping, like that. becomes a little bit more clear as it gets closer. It's tiny little footsteps. What the hell is crawling around on my floor? Still not moving, just continuously listening. And the steps get closer and closer. It sounds like there's an animal. I mean, the door's locked, everything's all secure as far as I can tell, and now I have this strange creature in my room? I'm still staying dead still, but I am freaking out because I'm like, what is this? Is it a cat? Is it a rat? Is it some kind of just random animal in my room? How did it get in? You know, and I just, as I'm sitting there, I'm thinking and thinking and thinking, and I can hear it, and it gets to the edge of the bed, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And then it happens. I feel it jump on the bed. I literally feel the pressure just immediately come pressing down on the edge of the bed where my, like near the foot of the bed where my legs are. It doesn't touch my leg, but the weight is there. I can feel the weight of the bed shift over on that spot. And then I'm like, what the fuck just got on my bed? I'm still keeping my composure, keeping completely still, pretending to be asleep just underneath this bed. But I'm freaking out in my head like, what is on my bed? Then it gets worse. Each little step, I feel every single step press into the bed, getting closer, coming from the foot of the bed to my right, towards the center, like towards me, towards my chest. I feel it just slowly coming towards me. Every single little tiny footstep, just by the pressure, just by that sensation. I've lived in houses with animals before, so as soon as I felt those feet moving across the bed, I knew exactly what it was. It was a cat. A cat was in my room, on my bed, walking towards me. And I couldn't really take it anymore. Now I'm completely like blown away. I'm just like, it is a cat. There's a cat in my room. How did this cat get in my room? And just to solidify it even more, the thing walks closer and then it pushes down on my leg. And when I feel that little tiny paw on my leg, I'm like, no, we're done here. I lean up. There's nothing. No cat. No scrambling around the room. Nothing. Not a single trace of anything living, other than me, mostly, in the room. There's nothing. I get up, I get out of bed, I walk around, I turn all the lights on, look around. There's nothing. Not a single thing. And I know what you're thinking. Some of you are probably sitting there thinking, Trey, you were just dreaming. Or, you know, maybe you were just in that weird, like, sleep paralysis state since you were so still. No. See, I could have moved at any time. I just chose not to because I wanted to know what it was and what it was doing, where it was going to go. I mean, after I search for like a few minutes and kind of like calm myself down, eventually I go back to bed and pass out without too much of a problem. What makes it the most bizarre and kind of leans me towards the supernatural side of things is the very next day when I woke up that morning, sunshine and all that great stuff, I open up the windows. I open up the blinds on the window and I look outside to the parking lot. 24 cats. Just all out there in the parking lot. 24 cats. And a good handful, probably half a dozen, all by my car. My specific car. And most of them looking towards the window. You cannot have these individual circumstances line up so well and not come to the conclusion of ghost cat. So, I mean, pretty much I was like, great, cool, had a pretty interesting experience with a ghost cat. Then I got on the rest of my day, no problem. But I kept that memory right up here just for today, just to tell you guys a nice little spooky cat story before Halloween. Like I said earlier, if you got a spooky little story, let me know because, you know, everybody's got stories to tell. So stay tuned for the next one when I count Chocula.